fuck the song up. Tell me fuck the song up. Tell me I'm not high.
He's always high.
I'm just happy. I'm just happy.
Don't He's
Because I'm fixed. Oh, that's fucking good. That's very good.
I'm sorry this took so long to come out.
I'm punching the shit out of you, cunt.
I'm sure a lot of you are curious about.
I'm gonna knock him the fuck out.
Good idea just to briefly address the recent drama that happened. Is that the guy that's gonna eat us?
Elephant in the room.
Thanks, we're about to get murdered.
Fuck this guy up.
You said we're gonna get eaten, mate. Yeah, so
I'll put out a statement.
it is just as fucking as ridiculous as I am.
Man, we're gonna knock him the fuck out.
It's freedom. If you're angry at me, you know.
That's me, by the way, that's me.
You've watched the videos, you've seen the memes, but do you know the full story? Together, let's explore the fascinating tales and incredible legends that make up the history of Boysenberry Town. In the beginning, there was nothing. Silence. An empty canvas. Until there was light. A new world was born. Not much is known about these earliest of days. There are still many questions left to answer about the origins of this brave little world. However, the earliest records we have point to mentions of a supreme being, a deity who is regarded as the beginning and end of all things. This early god was hailed under many names, but translated into modern speech, his name was Barry. Barry was described as being a little greenish-blue man with a very, very long schlong. The earliest legends say that upon creating the world, Barry sent a prophet to herald his will and testament. This prophet, the first man in the new world, was Jesus Rift. With his divine prowess, Jesus Rift spoke the first word, thus bringing life into the world.
Hey.
Okay, then,
Two guys came forth into being. They were called Pal and Squid, and they definitely were not gay. They sought out Jesus Rift, but could not find him. As the legend goes, these boys grew older, awaiting the return of the prophet who brought them life. Time went on. The weeks turned into years. The two children lost all hope that Jesus Rift would return. However, after many decades of patience, Pal and Squid were rewarded. Hi. Overjoyed, the children sought out Jesus Rift's teachings. Jesus Rift presented them with a holy prophecy, the Meme Dog Tablet, the holy stone carving upon which was inscribed the mandate for the new world. Jesus Rift lived in the world for a time, using the pseudonym Nick Plays. However, after teaching all that he knew, it was time for him to ascend. After entrusting the future to Pal and Squid, Nick Plays rose into the clouds, never looking back and never to be seen again. Okay, so it's 4 in the morning and I'm trying to finish editing the video, but I've had my screen glitch out a couple of times. It's really weird. I don't really know what's going on, but I really hope I can get this finished so that I can end up publishing the video before it's due. It's just really annoying me a lot. I was hoping to catch it and show you guys. Wait, well, that happened. What's going on? Sometime later, more life was brought into the world. These first people flocked together, forming a community for survival and protection. As time went on, more and more people came to live in the settlement. Remnants of early artifacts from this time period have been discovered in a select few dig sites. As far as we currently know, this is the earliest point where we can start to record a timeline. It is here that we find the first breakthrough made by these early settlers. During the sacred holiday on the 20th of April, the first video was shared between the inhabitants. It was called, "I Put a Whole Bag of Jelly Beans Up My Ass." This marked a sign of changing times as the world progressed into a new age. I think there's someone outside my house. Yeah, do you hear that? Okay, this isn't good. This isn't good at all. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. Yeah, there we go. Alright, I'm just gonna chill here for a bit, try and see what's going on. As the settlement grew, different tribes formed. There was, of course, the founding pair, Pal and Squid. They spent most of their days in deep conversation and debate, sometimes indulging in a few funny videos. However, the more time they spent together, the more distant they became from the rest of the tribes. This created a rift as the cultures became too separate to maintain stability. Slowly, many tribes began to move away, seeking new opportunities in the wider world. Eventually, the only newcomer left was Spot. Time went on, and their small community prospered. Their technology became advanced enough to create artificial intelligence, and the Dinobot was born. It was at this time that another being emerged, called Lone Wolf. The legends vary in describing how he came to be. Some say that he was found in a nearby forest and kept as a pet. Others say that he is the son of Pal and Squid. We may never be sure which myth is more accurate, but nonetheless, this marks the beginning of the so-called Core 4. The community continued to thrive, and in honor of those that came before, it was named Boysenberry Town. Sometime after the town was incorporated, a traveler from the far-off land of merit badges came to Boysenberry Town. Asher Pierre, as he was called, was welcomed into the town and brought with him many gifts. However, Squid grew restless during this time of development for the town. He decided to leave for a time, and he set off one evening under the cloak of night. Not much is known about his journeys outside the town, with each rumor being more absurd than the last. Nonetheless, as time went on, Asher Peary was promoted to have a seat with the Core 4, which formed what is now known as the Quadumvirate Queer Council. Okay, where are you at? I think I heard him go this way. Don't see anything over here. I'm gonna check this way. Oh, what's this? Ah. The dawn of the Golden Age began with humble origins. Inspired by the videos he and his companions watched for fun, Pal made his own funny gaming video. He shared The Vive is Dead with others, and this was the spark that ignited the video revolution. The change was slow at first, but like a snowball tumbling down a mountain, it built up momentum. It started off with just a few of Pal's videos, until this was simply not enough. Unsatisfied with waiting for every new video, Asher Pie fanatically decided to take matters into his own hands. Asher Pyre walked into a roaring fire and came out reborn as Hammond the Hamster. Anchored to their cause, Pal and Hammond made video after video, desperately trying to satisfy their addiction and lust for power. Soon, even Spot couldn't hold out any longer and succumbed to the urge to make videos. During this time, Squid returned to the town, having grown weary of wandering the world. This marked the final major change of important figures in the town as these five settled into their respective roles. This was a period of great innovation and inconceivable expansions. Hundreds, thousands, or even possibly millions of meme videos were made during the Boysenberry Town's golden age. All seemed well, but alas, nothing perfect can last forever.
Where am I? Oh, come on. Come on. Come on. Okay, let's try and get out of this. Okay. Get that off. Alright. Taking you with me. Crap, it's locked. Come on. Come on.
Indeed, not all was well in Boysenberry Town. So much time passed that the old legends faded into obscurity. Barry was forgotten, and Jesus Rift's teachings were but a faint memory. The olden gods of Boysenberry Town were dead. Eventually, tensions built up between the Quadumvirate Queer Council. Transition slides, Christmas profile pictures, and the prolific use of the N-word caused rifts between the townsfolk. After the town rules were ignored into irrelevance, the writing was simply on the wall. Slowly, videos stopped being made. The town's economy couldn't handle this lack of stimulus and began to deteriorate. Spot tried to save the town by making merchandise to sell, but even he could not stop the now inevitable collapse. Hammond left the town and went on a long sabbatical to the mountains of Tibet. He was not seen for many years during this time. Squid became a hermit, traveling from place to place, sometimes returning to the town to remember what had been lost. Pal, Spot, and Lone Wolf stayed in the town. As time went on, their food began to run low, and their drinking water became polluted. Fueled by these incredibly poor living conditions, their bouts of mania turned into complete insanity. The trio began to call themselves Joes, and would spend their days dancing and chanting around fires lit from the town's crumbling remains. Cannibalism, heterosexuality, and total anarchy reigned supreme. The Joes burned what was left of the town until all that remained was nothing but smoldering ashes. It was 11 o'clock at night, and Boysenberry Town was no more.
It's because I tried to find out what happened to the town, isn't it? Someone doesn't want me to find out what happened. Oh man, I gotta get out of here.
After this, no one knows what happened to Boysenberry Town. All that's left is a memorial standing where the town was thought to be. It seems most likely that Hammond and Squid never returned, and that the trio of Pal, Spot, and Lone Wolf perished by their own wills. However, some conspiracy theorists believe otherwise. The sources for this information are shaky at best, but there are rumors of ancient tomes mentioning a prophecy for a Season 2 of videos. Whether these artifacts exist and are even true is quite hard to tell, but there are those who still hold out hope for the Boysenberry Town legends to come true. Barry has long been forgotten, and Jesus Rift's teachings have faded into obscurity, but perhaps their legacy can continue to live on. No one has found proof of the last prophecy for a Season 2, but maybe, just maybe, the legends have already come true. Maybe Boysenberry Town already lives within each one of us, in our hearts and souls. And maybe the real legacy of Barry, the Jesus Rift, and the Quadumvirate Queer Council is the friends we made along the way. Or not. Fuck if I know. Fucking gay shit.
Yes, finally. Okay, now I just gotta find a way out of here. What was that?